Hi, I'm Troy Thornton. I'm one of the station officers here at the Mornington Fire Brigade, and this is the first in a series of interviews that we'll be doing for the Brigade Centenary. Basically, we're going to be interviewing some of the longer serving members of the Brigade to get some anecdotes and stories about their membership with the Brigade. So, tonight we're speaking with an ex-captain and stalwart of the Brigade, Michael Squizzy Taylor. And Michael, how are you tonight?
Very well, thank you.
That's good. And looking nice and relaxed. So Michael, what year did you join the Brigade?
1957.
And why did you?
1957. And I joined because the local then captain, Stan Hutchins, contacted me down at the local here when I was only a young kid and decided, the question was, can you run some? And I said, yeah, I can run. I've run at school and all the other things. And he said, well, get up the park and start running. So I went up to the park and then started running in the competition team for the Mornington Fire Brigade and finished up running for over 30 years with the local fire brigade.
Okay, so what do you mean by running? Like, explain to people listening to this interview.
Oh, well, it's called competitions. It used to be called demos, but it's not called demos now, it's competitions. And we run with fire equipment. We run with a running reel, which is the ideal and similar to what they had in the brigade when it was first signed. So it was a fairly large cart, weighed over 100 weight, 5-foot wheels
basically,
with hoses on the fire things, and then ran up ladders and ran up all the other things that we do.
So basically all the skill sets.
All the skills that you needed to be a fireman.
Yeah, okay, so that's good. What's your most memorable moment or incident or recollection in your history?
Oh, there's so many, it's very hard to pull them out. I suppose the most memorable ones are the ones that you really didn't like. Particularly the one I'm going to talk about was one we didn't like, the brigade didn't like. I particularly didn't like it, and the then captain of the brigade wasn't over impressed about it either. That was because one night in a house fire, well, I shouldn't say that, it was a bungalow actually. In a bungalow fire we lost 3 young children, and to attend that was fairly devastating. And particularly in the fact of that then we had to go and try and find them in the burnt-out building.
Yeah, that's very sad.
Very sad, and took a long time to get over. I don't know, nowadays there's quite a lot of help for that. There wasn't a lot of help in those days, and you really just had to grin and bear it. But that was what you had to do, that was the only way. And it was no different for other people in emergency services in those days. But after that happened, for the next 8 months, I got up every night and went around the 2 kids that we had in the house to make sure that they were all right. So it took me probably 12 months to get over what we had to do that night.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah, fairly understandable.
So it's a negative experience.
Very negative.
But it's one that stands out.
Oh yeah, and there were lots of things that do stand out. Funny things that happened to us during the thing. A lot of funny things you can recur, and they were good too. But probably the ones that stick in your mind the most are the ones that you really don't want to have.
Yeah, and as you say, back in those days you didn't have critical incident stress management and all of these welfare services that we have the benefit of these days.
Oh yeah, it's so much better now, and that's great. It's really great that the people get looked after the way they do. And it was just grin and bear it. So we all had to do the same, and we all stuck together and we all got through it.
Yeah. So probably on a more positive note, what's the biggest advance that you've seen through your time in the CFA and the brigade? Oh,
that's fairly easy, I think. It's equipment, particularly appliances, to go from 1936 Dodges to Scanias that they drive now. Not that I drive them, I don't drive them, but to see that is phenomenal. The other thing that's so much better now is communications. We had little, what we call radios, and they were reasonably good, but nothing like they are today. So communications has been a great advance. The other thing too that's now so much better than we had in our days, we never had aircraft. There was no such thing as bringing in these dirty great big things that drop water. The only thing we had was fire trucks. Yeah. So huge advances in the ability for fire brigades to do their work now.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And drones are coming along soon, and we've got apps on mobile phones and all sorts of things.
So, nobody had mobile phones.
Driving old Austins down the main street and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's very much changed.
Yeah, very much changed.
So what has your membership with the CFA and the brigade given you the most, do you think, in all this time? 1957 you did.
Companionship, particularly with the members, so that was good. The ability, because I went on from just being a brigade member, I went on and joined a thing called the Victorian Urban Fire Brigades Association, which allowed me to travel all over Australia, to go interstate. I've been to interstate most fire brigades around Australia. So that was good. I suppose the other thing that was good was that the ability to serve and to do all the things that I did also made that I could get at what they call an AFSM, which is a really, really nice thing to be given by the government.
Australian Fire Service Medal.
Australian Fire Service Medal. To be given to you by the
whoever nominated you? Do you know who nominated you?
The region.
Okay.
Region 8,
excellent.
yeah. And that was great. That was really good to be able to get that, to go to the Governor of Victoria and have that presented to you was really, really good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, lots of really good things. I suppose because in those days, the other thing is the brigade was one of the main things in the town. So you were well known through the town. Everybody knew Mick Taylor because he was the captain of the fire brigade.
Fantastic. Well, Mike, it's been fantastic. I should call you Squizzy, I suppose. It's been fantastic to talk to you tonight. That probably concludes our interview with Michael Squizzy Taylor tonight. And I thank you very much. You're the first cab off the rank, so well done. Yep. And we'll be coming back at you with the next person on our interview list short. Thank you.